I would like to call this meeting to order. Welcome and Happy New Year. Can we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? At this time, our special guest is the Honorable Senator Cryan. Okay. The first person up is Miss Carbonell. Just
solemnly swear
of the state of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same and to the governments established in the United States
in the United States
and in this state under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I
I, Dixiana Carbonell,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I possess
that I possess
the qualifications
the qualifications
prescribed by law
for the office
of member of a Board of Education,
member of the Board of Education,
and that I am not
and that I am not
disqualified as a voter
disqualified as a voter
pursuant to
RS
RS 19:4-1,
19:4-1,
nor disqualified
due to the conviction
of a crime or offense listed in NJSA
NJSA
18A: 12-1,
12-1,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay. And here is your certification.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right.
Next, we have Mrs. Manisi.
This handsome man holding the Bible for you. You remember when he had hair?
I know, it was a long time ago.
You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
I
I, Nancy Manisi,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the
and
governments
to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I
I, Nancy Manisi,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I possess
that I possess
the qualifications prescribed by law
the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member
for the office of member
of a Board of Education,
of a Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified
and I am not disqualified
as a voter
as a voter
pursuant to
pursuant to
RS
RS
19:4-1,
19:4-1,
nor disqualified
nor disqualified
due to conviction of a crime
due to conviction of a crime
or offense
or offense
listed in
listed in
NJSA
NJSA
18A:12-1,
18A:12-1,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of that office
of that office
according
according
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Nancy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Val. Kiss him, shake my hand. Thank you, Val.
Thank you.
And lastly, we have Mrs. Williams.
Ready? Come on over here. Okay. Left on, right up. Nope. Okay, we're good. Sure.
I am.
Okay. I
I, Mary Lynn Williams,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the government
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people.
so help me God.
So help me God.
I
I, Mary Lynn Williams,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I possess
that I possess
the qualifications
the qualifications
prescribed by law
prescribed by law
for the office
for the office
of member of a Board of Education,
of member of a Board of Education,
and that I am not
that I am not
disqualified
disqualified
as a voter
as a voter
pursuant
pursuant
to RS
RS
19:4-1,
19:4-1,
nor disqualified
nor disqualified
due to the conviction of a crime
due to the conviction of a crime
or offense
or offense
listed in
listed in
NJSA
NJSA
18A:12-1,
18A:12-1,
and that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of that office according to the best of your ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations,
Thank
Mary
you.
Lynn. Thank you. Thanks, Mary.
At this time, we'll allow for 5 minutes for the photo ops with the senator.
Come on, Dix, we'll take the picture.
I'm just gonna stand on this side so the microphone is, stand right here.
Oh. Oh, well, we thought it was sentimental, so now I'm taking my all back. Aw, taking my all back. How are you? Happy New Year.
Stand next to each other, face to face. Stand over there, but yeah, 'cause this way. the mic's
Why don't we
on.
get the ladies first?
Okay.
She can
Congratulations to you guys.
Thank you. Good job. I only imagine with the thread on the back of the phone. We have fun.
Okay. Congratulations again, and welcome to the board. Mrs. Capiella, please take the official roll call for attendance, please.
Mrs.
Here, present.
Ms. Carbonell?
Here.
Ms. McKenzie?
Here.
Mrs. Benisi? Here. Mr. O'Shea?
Here.
Mrs. Regis Darby? Here. Ms. Santana?
Present.
Mrs. Scott Heeden?
Here.
Mrs. Williams?
Here.
Okay. Open Publics Meeting Act notice. The New Jersey Open Publics Meeting Act was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice and to attend all meetings of the public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provision of the Act, the Union Township Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof published in the Star Ledger and the local Union County local sources, posted in the administrative building of 2369 Morris Avenue, Union, New Jersey, filed with the Township Clerk, and mailed to all persons, if any, who have requested said notice. During the course of the board meeting, the Board of Education offers members of the public an opportunity to address issues regarding the Union Township Public Schools. The board reminds those individuals to identify themselves by name and address. The first public comment period is for items on the agenda. The second public comment period can be on any issue. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes respectfully. Issues raised by the members of the public may or may not be responded to by the board. All comments will be considered and a response will be forthcoming if and when appropriate. The board asks all members of the public to be courteous and mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Comments regarding students and employees of the board will not be responded to by the board. At this time, Mrs. Capiella, please read the mission statement.
The mission statement of the Township of Union Public Schools is to build on the foundations of honesty, excellence, integrity, strong family, and community partnerships. We promote a supportive learning environment where every student is challenged, inspired, empowered, and respected as diverse learners. Through cultivation of students' intellectual curiosity, skills, and knowledge, our students can achieve academically and socially and contribute as responsible and productive citizens of our global community.
Thank you. At this time, excuse me, we will have our board council state the procedures for selecting board president.
Good evening. Okay. Good evening. Congratulations to the newly elected board members. Under Title 18A, the first order of business at this meeting is for the board to elect a president and vice president. If for any reason the board is unable to do so, then the executive county superintendent has the authority to appoint individuals for those positions. Board policy 152 states that any member may place a member's name in nomination. A second is not required. Election for each office will be conducted by a vote when the nominations for that office are closed. The candidate receiving a majority vote of the members of the board present and constituting a quorum will be elected to office. Voting shall take place by verbal roll call vote after nominations are closed. When more than one person has been nominated, the board will vote on candidates in the order in which they were nominated. In the event no candidate receives a majority vote of the members of the board present and constituting a quorum, the procedure shall continue until someone receives a majority vote.
Thank you. Let's hope it's not going to be like the House and Congress. With that being said, I open the floor for nominations for office of president.
I would like to nominate Marissa McKenzie.
Hearing and seeing none, the nomination floor is closed. Mrs. Capiella, please take the roll call.
Mrs. Bryn-Swatson?
Yes.
Ms. Carbonell?
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie?
Yes.
Mrs. Benisi?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea? Mrs. Regis Darby? Ms. Santana?
Proudly yes.
Mrs. Scott Heeden?
Absolutely.
Mrs. Williams?
Absolutely.
Congratulations, Madam President. Please take your seat. And I'll yield to you.
make a few comments before we move forward?
You're the president.
Okay, just checking. I just want to say thank you to everyone that came out tonight to support, and I am honored and privileged to serve as a member of this Board of Education. I have a tremendous amount of respect for the student, staff, community, administration, and my fellow board members. And I'm looking forward to continuing to do the good work that we started since I've been on this board for this year. And we will finish strong for the remainder of this school year. Thank you. So now I'm going to call for nominations for the office of Vice President.
I'd like to nominate Mrs. Santana.
Seeing no one else, the nomination floor is closed. May I have a roll call?
Mrs. Brins Watson?
Yes.
Ms. Carbonell?
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie?
Yes.
Mrs. Benisi?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea? Mrs. Regis Darby? Ms. Santana?
Yes.
Mrs. Scott Hayden?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Come on over here.
I would like to say that, like this district, I am growing, so I will say little words. It has always been my goal to sit on this seat, and I will grow with this community, with my board members, with this administration, and I am so excited to do excellent work. Thank you for the opportunity.
May I have a motion to adopt the NJSBA Code of Ethics?
So moved. Second.
The motion has been properly moved and seconded. May I have a roll call?
Mrs. Brins Watson?
Yes.
Ms. Carbonell?
Yes.
Mrs. Benisi?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea? Mrs. Regis Darby?
Just want to make a quick comment before I vote on this. The Code of Ethics right here does not represent what the Code of Ethics states from the New Jersey School Board 18A semicolon 12-24 semicolon 1. So therefore, I'm going to say no.
I would just make a quick comment. If some of you recall last year, this was the Code of Ethics that was adopted at last year's organization meeting. It contains all of the sub-portions of NJSA 18A colon 12-24.1 and two additional subsections, which would be D and E. But this is just a reproduction of what was already approved last year and is already in bylaw 142.
Ms. Santana?
Yes.
Mrs. Scott Hayden?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie?
Yes. May I have a motion to adopt Robert's Rules of Order?
So moved.
The motion has been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? May I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Brins Watson?
Yes.
Ms. Carbonell?
Yes.
Mrs. Benisi?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
No vote.
Is that abstain?
Is that a no or an abstention?
That's a no vote.
All right, take that for what it is.
Mrs. Regis Darby? Ms. Santana?
Yes.
Mrs. Scott Heeden?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie?
Yes. May I have a motion to approve meeting nights?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? May I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Bryn Swatson?
Yes.
Ms. Carbonell?
Yes.
Mrs. Manisi,
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
Yeah, yes.
Mrs. Regis Darby? Ms. Santana?
Yes.
Mrs. Scott Heeden?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie?
Yes. May I have a motion to approve the policy manual?
Second.
That was motioned by Ms. Williams, seconded by Ms. Burns Watson. Discussion? May I have a roll call?
Mrs. Bryn Swatson?
Yes.
Ms. Carbonell?
Yes.
Mrs. Manisi,
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
Yes.
Mrs. Regis Darby?
Yes.
Ms. Santana?
Yes.
Mrs. Scott Heeden?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie?
Yes. May I have a motion to approve the designation of official newspapers?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? May I have a roll call?
Mrs. Bryn Swatson?
Yes.
Ms. Carbonell?
Yes.
Mrs. Manisi,
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
Yes.
Mrs. Regis Darby?
Yes.
Ms. Santana?
Yes.
Mrs. Scott Heeden?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie?
Yes. May I have a motion to approve designation of internet website for official notification?
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion?
Who was it?
Mm,
Who was the motion?
Burns Watson, seconded by Ms. Williams.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem. May I have a roll call?
Mrs. Bryn Swatson?
Yes.
Ms. Carbonell?
Yes.
Mrs. Manisi,
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
Yes.
Mrs. Regis Darby?
Yes.
Ms. Santana?
Yes.
Mrs. Scott Heeden?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie?
Yes. May I have a motion to approve the designation of depositories for funds of the Township of Union Board of Education School Activity Funds?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Burns Watson, seconded by Ms. Williams. Any discussion?
Point of order. We have Investor Savings Bank as one of them. The bank has been sold. The new name is now going to be Citizens Bank from Philadelphia. That is going to be totally official February 1st. You weren't notified?
No, but once they provide documentation on February, we can then bring that back to the board
As a
for.
business owner myself, I got a documentation from them in November of last year.
Wow, yeah. I'll check into that tomorrow morning, but as of right now, we have no documentation stating the change.
It worries me.
Any other discussion? Was it moved and seconded? Yes, okay. May I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Bryn Swatson?
Yes.
Ms. Carbonell?
Yes.
Mrs. Manisi,
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
I'm going to abstain.
Mrs. Regis Darby? Ms. Santana?
Yes.
Mrs. Scott Heeden?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie?
Yes. May I have a motion to approve authorization of depository banks to honor and charge accounts of Township of Union Board of Education?
Motion.
Second.
Okay. Discussion? May I have a roll call?
Mrs. Bryn Swatson?
Yes.
Ms. Carbonell?
Yes.
Mrs. Manisi,
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
Yes.
Mrs. Regis Darby? Ms. Santana?
Yes.
Mrs. Scott Heeden?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie?
Yes. May I have a motion to approve authorization to school business administrator to approve payment of bills between meetings?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? May I have a roll call?
Mrs. Bryn Swatson?
Yes.
Ms. Carbonell?
Yes.
Mrs. Manisi?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
Yes.
Mrs. Regis Darby? Ms. Santana?
Yes.
Mrs. Scott Heeden? Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie?
Yes. May I have a motion to approve the list of financial vendors?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Brent Watson, seconded by Ms. Williams. Any discussion? May I have a roll call?
Mrs. Bryn Watson?
Yes.
Ms. Carbonell?
Yes.
Mrs. Manisi?
Yes.
Mr. O'Shea?
Yes.
Mrs. Regis Darby? Ms. Santana?
Yes.
Mrs. Scott Heeden? Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie?
Yes. Do we have any unfinished business? Any new business?
Mayor?
Yes.
I just want to congratulate you and Mrs. Santana on your new positions.
Thank you.
Wish you well, good luck, and you have my support 100%. I welcome Ms. Carbonell to the board, and I just want to thank everyone who supported me throughout the campaign, and I know we're off to a good start, and I'm looking forward to this year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Scott Heeden?
I just want to say to Ms. Carbonell, welcome to the board. To my board members who are continuing, welcome back. And to the newly elected president and vice president, who I had the honor of running on a slate with, I will say to you, congratulations. I look forward to the good work that we will continue to do for the rest of the school year. I would like to say to the community, Happy New Year. I hope you all had a great, happy holiday, and you were well rested and ready to come back and do the work for our students. I know I'm looking forward to the work for 2023, and I just want to say welcome back. It's an honor to serve.
Thank you.
I would also like to congratulate Ms. Santana and Ms. McKenzie. I'm excited because, sorry, John, but there are 8 women on this board. And we're all moms, and we are going to do a tremendous, tremendous job on behalf of our students because we all love kids. We all love kids. And Nancy, I'm so happy that we're back here together again. This is our 3rd time. It's been a very productive school year, and I just have to say congratulations to Dixie. So I'm excited. We've got a lot of work to do. I think we have gotten one of the best teams ever in my almost, 6 years? My 6 years on the board. So again, I'm excited. Congratulations to my running mates. Congratulations to our new president and our new vice president. And let's go do some work.
I just want to say, was there here? Oh, Mr. O'Shea, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
All right.
To first the board members, all of you, yes, I am a minority.
Welcome. Welcome to the club.
Now, this is the very first time in all my 30-some odd years on school boards that this happened. But I'll get used to it. To Marissa and Chastity, congratulations on the positions. I know you're going to do a good job, and all I can say is good luck.
Thank you very
As
much.
far as to the new lady, Dee Dee, welcome, congratulations. I think you're going to be a very strong asset for this board, and I look forward to working with you. To Mary Lynn and Nancy, well, we're still here, huh? It's very glad to see you back again. It really is. Stability is there. As far as the other board members, ladies, notice I just said ladies. I plan to work with all of you, and we'll be okay. And I thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. O'Shea. Ms. Bryn Watson.
First, I would just like to wish everybody a very happy new year. I think it's off to a good start on many levels. Congratulations to our newest board member on joining this group of people, and congratulations to the returning board members. It's good to have you back. And I am, as always, hopeful and, you know, excited about the idea of a year full of fairness, right? And good work amongst all of us. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else before? Speech is therapy.
Alrighty. So first of all, congratulations to the president and the vice president. Congratulations to the new board member and to Ms. Manisi. Welcome back. It's been always, you know, you haven't sat across from me for a while, but I know when we make eye contact that we're on the same page in certain things. So congratulations to you, and welcome back to Ms. Williams.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'll be very brief. I want to say welcome back to Ms. Williams, Ms. Manisi. Welcome to Ms. Carbonell. I'm looking very, very forward to working with all 8 of you very closely. Again, I have the utmost respect for everyone that volunteers their time for the betterment of our students in this district. And like I said, we are going to finish this school year very strong, and I am excited. I know you got something to say. Huh? Ms. Santana has the floor. And if you have comments from the public.
Surprisingly, I didn't have anything prepared. I just think that working on this board with minds that are not all alike is how we are going to get all views and advocate for everything together. And just like Ms. Brens Watson says, I think it's about fairness and what we want for the children, and that's how we're going to get ahead. And I commit myself to listening more and learning. And I'm excited to be on this new year and this new adventure. I want to say welcome, Ms. Dixie, right? And the returning board members also, Nancy and Mary Lynn. Welcome back. And my other fellow board members, I'm excited to do more work. The administration also, I want to let everyone know that I completely support Dr. Taylor and the growth that he's giving to this district, and it's our duty to you know, have him on our shoulders so he can be great. And thank you.
Thank you. Comments from the public?
It's working?
Yes.
David Arminio, 1032 Woodland Avenue, Union. Congratulations, 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 congratulations. It's great. I do have a bit of, I guess, news that we all should be aware of. Our county commissioners recently have decided that they are going to attempt to change the county seal. Now, our county seal is somewhat controversial. It is showing Hannah Caldwell with her hands up in the air being shot by a British soldier. Through testimony after she was murdered, she was killed by a British soldier. She didn't have her hands up maybe, but that was the artist representation of the incident. Union and New Jersey has been called many times the crossroads of the revolution. Hannah's death and James Caldwell's work during the revolution was very important in our winning the North. After the Battle of Connecticut Farms and Springfield, there was no more fighting in the North. Everything went down south. To change something that has been here for over 100 years because someone doesn't like what it portrayed without public comment and without the public having input is not right. So as a member of the Historical Society of Union, and Union being very important, it happened right here in Union, Hannah Caldwell, at the Caldwell Parsonage where she was killed. So it's important that we keep Union and what happened here in the forefront of the history of Union, the history of the county, and the history of the state of New Jersey. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Ann Margaret Shannon.
I'm sorry. I want to see you guys. That pole I can't see. I'm sorry. No, thank you. I'm sorry.
My time didn't start, right?
No, it didn't. You're good.
So I want to second Mr. Arminio. I feel very
You
strongly
have
as
to
he
state your
does.
name and address.
I'm sorry, Ann Margaret Shannon, 2591 Spruce Street, and UTA president. And I hope that we all do our civic duty and make sure that that county seal does not get changed. It is very important. It's our own town. It'd be like erasing part of us, so I don't want to erase that. I do say Happy New Year to everyone. I look forward to working with this board and the administration. I'm very happy. I congratulate Madam President and Vice President. I welcome our newest member. Thank you. I think it was it was your comment that we were ready for a shot of B3, right? So again, I do appreciate all of you being here, and the UTA looks forward to working with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think you could put it down.
I think Jeffrey.
Jeff East, 568 Winthrop Road. Congratulations to all the new board members and the ones returning. I just wanted to call some attention to the athletic fields at Kwame Field, Kwame Park, that our girls soccer team and possibly our baseball teams use. It's just a subpar facility. Whether we have more emphasis on the county coming to mow the lawn on game days, or if we just move the facility and all, it's just not that great of a park. We've already moved the boys soccer program to a different field, and I just don't think it's right that everybody else has to play there but the boys. It's not good enough for the boys, it's not good enough for everybody. All right, I also want to thank Ann Margaret for the fantastic girls basketball program that she pulled off. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing no one else, this section is closed. May I have a motion for adjournment?
Second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Yes.
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 Yes, meeting adjourned.
You may win President of the Year if you keep this up.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Before you go out and celebrate. Can you spare some time?